Let's do that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. You okay? I'm lotioning it up, girl. She told me I was dry and crusty last week, so had to go make sure I took care of that. Got my hydrated skin popping this morning. Thank God it's Monday. Shout out to my guy E.T. for that message. Thank God it's Monday. I appreciate it, E.T. To all those who out there who are tuning back in today, I just want to say it is a blessing to see this day. I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful for your energy in your space. And so as we get into today's conversation, I'm not going to be as long today as I have been last week, because today is going to be the introduction of a new topic. We've been talking since day one about the self-image and the thing that holds us up from the success that we expect to have, the success that we actually want to have. And so today we're going to dive just a little bit deeper into that conversation. And as you know, the title stream is Know Thyself, the first law of success. Knowing yourself is the first law of success. And I think that kind of goes without saying that it's hard to know where you're going. It's hard to know what you're doing if you don't have an idea of who you are. That is why, in many cases, we find ourselves being used by other people, or tricked or manipulated by other people. I used to know a guy, he had this weird saying that at the time I didn't understand it, and we'll talk more about him tomorrow. But the saying was, if you don't know, they'll do what they do. If you don't know, they'll do what they do. Cryptic, yes. I know it sounds a little cryptic, but it was even more cryptic, especially coming from a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old. And so, well, that coming to, I was the person hearing that message, and I kept looking at dude like, what are you? I don't get what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So that is what we're going to be really dealing with this week. That old knowing yourself. And so before I get started, I have a new setup, and this is how you know when you are doing something right, when you're doing something of good standing that matters, that moves the needle in some kind of way. A friend of mine was asking me about how I did my audio for the show, and I told him how I did it, and I told him that I had an old mixer, but I was going to learn how to use what I have before I upgrade it. Well, he called me that same night after we talked, text me and said, "Hey man, just so happens I have this Rodecaster Pro that's been sitting in my closet for sometime now, and I'm not going to use it anytime soon. So if you are open to it, I like to let you use it. So he has a brand new Rodecaster Pro that he's offering to let me use. I said, okay. And so I'm trying out a new setup today. And I'm not sure. I think I'm so let me give you the breakdown. I told you early on, I haven't introduced myself. Here we go. So if you don't know me, who you don't know who I am, welcome to the show. My name is Jamon, and I am a personal and family development coach. And my mission with this channel and in my personal life is to help people become the best version of themselves, to help people realize their potential, see who they are on the inside, and let that inner person shine and the outer results come, whether it's financial, whether it's relationships, whether it's family. I want to help you be the best person that you can be. And that's it, pretty much. I almost said it. You see how affirmations work? I almost said I'm a best-selling author. I'm not physically yet, but I will be very soon. See? Affirmations are powerful. Now I'm starting to believe those things, and that's what it comes down to. But that's another whole lesson. Y'all just heard a good victory from me. So if you are hearing my voice right now, could you type a 1 in the chat that my audio sounds clear? It sounds crisp. Let me know. Let me know. If my audio sounds good, let me know. I want to test something real quick because I want to make sure that I am giving this message out unencumbered. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, I just got some hearts. Okay, awesome. All right, sound good. All right, well, as we go into it now, so in the video production space, you normally have multiple people to make a production happen. You have a camera op or a camera controller. You have your audio people working. You have your teleprompter people working, your lighting people, and everybody makes a production go well. But when you're a live streamer, when you're sitting one man band, you're responsible for all of that stuff. Plus, you giving the content, you making sure the lighting looks good, you're doing the audio. I mean, this is a whole skill set that so many people have mastered in these YouTube streets. And I feel away because I should know how to do all this stuff, which I do, but I've never had to do it all at one time. So I'm struggling a little bit. So I appreciate the love. Everybody say I sound great. They say you say you can hear me. Cool. Well, let's get into our question of the day. The question of the day is, what were you once known for? What were you once known for that gave you that feeling of accomplishment? What were you once known for that gave you that feeling of accomplishment? Now I'm going to kick it off with the story. You can put in the chat if you had, what you were once known for, if you want to share it. But I'm gonna go ahead and kick mine off. I was once known as a good athlete. I was captain of my football team. I was captain of my wrestling team. I was in ROTC. I was a leader in ROTC, junior ROTC, that is. I worked 2 jobs in high school. I mean, I was known as that go-getter. If you needed it done, I was the Swiss Army knife. I made things happen. And so I became known as, man, some of it I can't really say, but I come from a small town and you know the mentality: big fish, small pond. Big fish, small pond. And so in the little high school pond that I was in, I became a big fish. And so I had a job. I was an athlete, part-time worker. I went to church. I was kind of a thug from some portions of my life. I hung around some part-time drug dealers. And so I learned to do a little bit of everything. And it translated into me gaining a lot of confidence and being known in my physical ability. My physical ability. But then I had some setbacks. Some things happened in my life that I took some L's in. and it kind of knocked me down a peg. And then I shift focuses. I'm no longer a high school student. Do you guys remember Shook Ones Part 2, the infamous album dropped by Mobb Deep in 1995? 1995. To all my killers and my $100 billers, right? If you remember how dope the Shook Ones Part 2 track was off that infamous album, drop another one in the chat. That was a classic song of all time. I mean, it's still rated by some lists like the Rolling Stones or Complex in its top 25 of most impact, most violent, most, sales in the Billboard. I mean, that 1995 was the year that song dropped, and it shook the culture in so many ways. I was a senior in high school when it came out, and I remember riding down the road just listening to Shook Ones. And the message that I received from that, outside of what they say, because ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death, they scared to look, they shook. Because ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. And because of everything that I was doing during that time period, appreciated Gary with the E. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Brick by brick. Shout out to you, brother. That chick, yo. Shout out, Bobbyette. Hey, baby. Hey. Had a great weekend. Happy anniversary again. Yo, so we celebrate our first anniversary, wedding anniversary, and it was a great weekend. So shout out to everybody who supported and showed love. Really appreciate you. But back to Shook Ones. The Shook Ones was an album that defined my life because I was anything but shook. I wasn't afraid of anything, anybody. We can get it down anytime, any place. And that song was a staple that gave me the agreement because it vibrated on my same frequency. That's the way I live my life. So if it was a fight, if it was a job, if it was a football game or a wrestling match or whatever, I was down for the cause. I was 100, no matter what was going on. And that became my reputation. And it took me a long time to understand not just the cultural impact of that song, but the practical application in my life. And so that's why this week I've chosen to talk about knowing yourself. Because some of us, I'm about to drop a bar. I'm about to drop a bar. Some of us are still living off old reputation. We're trying to be a new person, a new creation, a new thing, but we're still living off of an old reputation. Yep, I said it. And most of you know it's true. You know it's true. And so we'll have this piece of success. We'll have this victory, this thing that's happening good in our life. But we never quite get to the top of that mountain before we get knocked back down. Before a storm comes in and the wind knocks us back down, makes us quit for the day. Before the ice gets a little too slippery and we stop for the day. And then that stop turns into 2 weeks, 6 months, a year. We never get back to it. So that's what we're going to talk about this week, knowing your success. Because indeed, certain successes, they define us. They define us. Certain losses define us. And if you don't know, they'll appropriate who they think you are or appropriate what your skill set is. And that's what many of us find ourselves today. We're building somebody else's dream. We're supporting somebody else's vision while ours is slowly dying on the shelf. Yes, that's what is happening. So, question of the day. What were you once known for that gave you strength? What were you once known for that gave you identity, that gave you that feeling of I've made it, or I've achieved something special or something great. That feeling that gave you the sense of well-being that I'm going to be okay if I can just hold on to this or hold on to that. And so right now, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do. I'm a little late with it, but it's been a long weekend. We've endured a lot. We've come through a lot. There's been some great successes this weekend. There's been some low points of the weekend, some things we wish we could do a little different. However, it's the start of a new week. And so as we do, we're about to get into some gratitudes. Just being grateful to start this Monday morning off. So I don't know if you in your car driving to work, you putting makeup on in your bathrooms, getting ready to leave the house, or you just kind of lounging around the house chilling. Today is a beautiful day that we get the opportunity to see. So let's just be grateful for that just for a few moments. I'm grateful for a new day. I'm grateful for the opportunity to love once more, to live again. I'm grateful for a new opportunity to do things better, more aligned with my purpose. I'm grateful for family that loves me, for friends that love me and care for me, care about me. I'm grateful for everything that I have to look forward to today, because it's an opportunity that somebody else somewhere doesn't have, and I'm grateful that I get to. You see, I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. I get to provide for my family, to build a future. I'm grateful for the endurance and the will that I have, the discipline that I've acquired over years. I'm grateful for health in my body. I'm grateful for a roof over my head, for food on my table. I am grateful. I'm grateful to those who try to come against me, because they make me better. I'm grateful for the hard times that came, the hard times yet to come. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the lessons that I've learned, because they make me better. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for those that are listening this morning, that are meditating with me. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. All right. I feel better. I felt great when I started, but I really feel good now. And I think I covered this a little bit on Friday. Going forward, I want to start knowing some things that you guys are grateful for. You ladies are grateful for. I know it's probably really similar to mine, but I'm this channel isn't just about me inspiring or me giving tips, but I want to make sure that you are understanding and you actually are able to apply what you are hearing from me. I want this channel to have impact in the space. So those 1 to 10 items that I ask you to kind of start writing down that you are grateful for. I can't, I'm not sending out links or asking people to come up and talk, or I'm not even asking you to put too much in the comment sections right now. But I need you to understand that it is important that you not just say it with me or listen to me, that you also have written down the things that you are grateful for. Because your life will forever be changed by the actions you take. Remember, deliberate actions, the deliberate actions that you take, that's what's going to start to change your life. When you start writing things down, you have to think about those things. And when you're thinking about it and you're writing it, and now you start to speak them things that be not as though they were, or call those things that you are grateful for. It changes something inside of you, and it gives you a a higher elevation in your frequency, and now you begin to attract those things that maybe have eluded you for a little while, or they did never they came but they didn't stay very long. Those good feelings, those good vibes. So that is the question of the day. Those were our gratitudes, ladies and gentlemen. And the topic of the day is, we know, is know thyself. And I made a comment before we went into the gratitudes, talking about how we're so used to living off of an old persona. I want to keep touching on that for a few minutes, because the rest of our week is going to be based off of this topic, and I want to give us a good foundation in it. It's like we some of the hardest transitions that we're ever going to make is that childhood to adulthood phase. Most of us, if you're listening to this right now, you're way past that already. You've actually gone into your your full adult mode. You're building families, you're raising children, you have jobs, you're thinking about a 401k and what retirement may look like. Or some of us, because we haven't made that transition to actually fully understanding who we are, we're still living like we're teenagers. We're still living like we did in our early 20s. There hasn't been a lot of growth, and there's no judgment for it, because we all have the right time to do certain things for us. And depending upon your circumstances, you may have had to do it sooner. If you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, excuse me, if you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and you were a victim of a fatherless home, or a mother may have been on drugs, or a father who was incarcerated, and you had to take care of younger siblings, well, then your development was sped up, because you could no longer enjoy being a child, because you had to take care of children as a child. And so you learned a little bit more. But let's say you were the baby of a well-off family. Well, you didn't get that much responsibility put on you. You had things handed more your way. So your development was slowed down a little bit. And neither one is better than the other. It's just what is. It's just what is. Either way, in both cases, knowing who you are is affected by whatever life you had to live. Brick by Brick says, can't get past your old you to get to the new you. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. How do we get past that old person, the thing that made us feel good, the thing that validated us from the other people's eyes and gave us a sense of purpose? Because as men, we find our identity wrapped into, or our purpose wrapped into, the thing that we were last successful in, which makes it hard for somebody who may have been incarcerated. They went to jail with their reputation, and they get out. All they have is that reputation, because they haven't proven anything again. So for me, it was going from being, I was known as, if you needed somebody on your team, if you needed a support system, if you needed somebody to put in the work for you, I got the phone call. Many nights I'm at home minding my own business, and my best friends, one of them, would call me, be like, hey man, I'm about to go down here, see this girl, but it's some dudes down there that don't like me. I need you to ride with me. And he felt comfortable calling me because he knew I would get up for him. He knew I would go and represent and ride with him. And I did. No questions asked, no hesitation. This is my dog. This is my best friend. I got you, bro. Just like I got you on that football field, I got you in these streets. And that became my identity. But then I graduated high school. I went into the military. And so I go into the military with this bravado of, I'm still that guy. But guess what? Nobody in the military cares, because they were all that guy. They were all that girl where they come from. So I found myself in this situation where I'm having to prove myself yet again. I'm having to prove myself yet again. But it's different this time, because the way I did it before won't work this time. So now I have to learn this new version of me. I have to learn how to succeed in a different environment, and I failed. Oh, I failed miserably. Oh, did I fail? I almost got kicked out maybe twice. I was on everybody's crap list, and then I got married, and I'm trying to raise a daughter, and I was failing. I was spiraling out of control. But thank God for friends that are doing positive things in life. Because when I was able to come home and I was able to hook up with my friends, you see, I had two groups of friends. I had the ones that kind of, they was the street friends. And then I had the college friends. And when I would go home to the street friends, I realized that they had nothing more to offer me in a productive way because they were themselves on self-destructive paths. And so what I was known for with them wasn't going to take me to that next level. So I got around some of my college friends and I saw the direction that they were going, and they couldn't verbally tell me what to do, but I saw them. And one thing I've never been is slow. I know that my street friends were on a destructive path. I knew it from the day, even when I was messing with them, I knew the path didn't end well. But I didn't like school. So why would I go to college and waste all that money? So I chose to go to military, a different route. But in the military route, you're taken care of. You sacrifice a lot, but you're also taken care of. You see, it was the college friends that really showed me that there was yet another way. And I guess the point I'm making with this is there are markers along the way. There are people assigned to your life that's going to give you guidance as you maneuver your journey, as you maneuver in your place. There's going to be people who's going to come along and give you that little nudge to maybe stay on one path versus another path. And that's what I hope this channel is doing for a lot of you. I hope this channel is inspiring you to want to dig deeper into yourself so you can become the best version of yourself. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much it for today. I just want to set the stage for what we're going to talk about as we go into this week. Knowing thyself. Know thyself. And I promised you that I had one coming called Keep Living Young Buck. Well, that's happening next week. Keep Living Young Buck. Happening tomorrow. Keep Living Young Buck. And so I'm going to go back to the journey of we all had the old heads that gave us certain pieces of advice. And we didn't quite understand it at the time. But we soon learned, well, maybe not soon. We learned over time that what this guy said was accurate. And had we listened, we'd have gathered something a lot sooner. But anyway, before we get up out of here, I want you to say, if you're liking the content, please, the likes, the comments, I really appreciate. The subscribes, I really appreciate. The channel is growing, and I'm excited for the growth of it because that means it matters. It's moving the needle. And that's really, at the end of the day, all I really want to do is move the needle, because most of you already know, if you're from the Black community, our culture is amazing. We're saucy. We just dripping all over the place. But there's a lot of toxicity in our culture. And it's uplifting in one aspect, but it's pulling us down in another aspect. And I'm not one that's going to beat my chest and rail against somebody what they're doing, because it's their gift. It's their talent that they're using. And as they grow, as they get older, they'll understand that maybe this wasn't the best way to go about it. So I'm not going to criticize anybody for how they present their messages. What all I can do is present it in a way that I know is more productive, because I've gone through my downsides. And sometimes when we judge people, we judge them based off their worst moment. But we know we don't want anybody judging us off of our worst moments. So, with that being said, We're about to go into these affirmations so we can get this day started. It's 7:30 now. Yep. So we're gonna get our day started off this morning. And I want you guys to really, the same thing with the gratitudes. I want you to really lock in on these affirmations, these things that you want to see accomplished in your life. And I need you to, as the Bible would say, call those things that be not as though they were. Like I said in the beginning, I caught myself because I didn't want to give it up yet. But I've been saying I'm a best-selling author for so long that it's now just starting to become my natural talk, which means the more that I write, the nicer my words are getting, because my mind is being shifted my focus is being shifted. My mind is being tuned in to becoming a best-selling author. It's beautiful. But let's get into these affirmations. I am. I am. I am. I am more than a conqueror. I am qualified. I am ready. I am able. I attract everything that I need to me. I am recreating my life. I am beginning anew. I am a conqueror. I am the head. I am the lead. I am the one that my ancestors dreamed about. I am life-giving to my community. I am the legacy that my parents never knew I would be. I am a source of joy and inspiration to my family and to my friends. I am a source of love and light for my children. I am the guy that people love to talk about, love to anticipate. I am faith incarnate. I am a son of the Most High. I am a husband. I am a father. I'm a friend. I'm a son. I'm a brother. I'm a cousin. I am wealthy, and I am worthy of it. I'm a hard worker. I'm a smart, intelligent, capable man. I am faithful. I am loving. I am kind. I am building a life that I only dreamed of. I only dreamed was possible. But I am building that life. Because if they make it, if somebody else has done it, I can do it. I am attracting all that I need. I am attracting all that I want. I am more than enough. I am worthy of all the stuff, all the bells and the whistles, the praise. I am worthy of it all. But I am humble because I know everybody don't see the way that I see or feel the way that I feel. And in time, they will. Because I am. I am. I am. Look, I don't know about y'all, man, but I be so crunk after these affirmations. And I don't want, these are just my affirmations. These are my I am statements. But I want you to have your own I am statements. So I think maybe I should just have a period where I don't say anything. I just let you guys say your own, because we have to come to the fullness of our own knowledge when we come to it. I'm just here as a guide, as a marker, to help you along your way. All right, guys, I think it's time to get up out of here. And so I just want to say, I'm pleased. I'm excited for the journey ahead. And I know so many of you or you're watching and you're not really sure if this guy's crazy, if this guy's weird, but I promise you I'm not. I've been where you are. I've been at the lowest places in life. And brick by brick, shout out to you, brick by brick, I've been just building one step at a time, laying one brick in this foundation, one piece at a time, just trying to build something that I can be proud of. And I've come so far. I still have a long way to go. And I thank you for being a part of that journey. As you are part of mine, I hope to be a part of yours. So you guys be careful getting to work. You guys be safe. You be blessed. And I promise you, it's going to get better. No matter what you're going through, no matter where you seem to be right now, it is going to get better. The one thing you can always depend on in life is change. If things are going bad, just hold on. It's going to change. If things are going good, hold on, prepare, store for the winter, because it too will change. That's the cycle of life. Nobody is up all the time. If there was never a low, then what's a high? That's what life is. We're going to maneuver, we're going to get through it together. So you guys be blessed. I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. I look forward to the future conversations. And if you want to send me an email, you want to, just hit me in the inbox. Jamon.glover@gmail.com. Jamon.glover@gmail.com. Hit me. Let me know what you're thinking. You can just also drop in my DMs too. So that's it. So don't forget, share this comment out. Share this stream out. Thank you for your comments. And don't forget to hit that like button so we can get more placement on this YouTube algorithm. All right. Y'all have a good day. Talk soon.